Okay, laws of exponents, problems level 3. More challenging. These are difficult because they don't involve numbers anymore, they involve letters. And often our base numbers are represented by letters. But people are frightened by that, but there's no need. So let's have a look at some problems and see how they go. So, what we have to do in all of these problems, we have to simplify the expressions as much as possible using the laws of exponents. There should be no negative exponents in your answer. Okay, so what we always do, when we do a problem like this, I'm going to write it out. 2m squared with the dot for multiplication times 2m cubed. The rule is, look at the numbers first. We have 2 times 2. Okay? I can write this out any way that I want. So I'm going to put the numbers together. 2 times 2 times m squared times m cubed. Alright? So now, we're going to get 2 times 2 is 4, we all know that. M squared times m cubed is what? What do we do when we multiply? The base numbers are m here. Okay, it's a letter, it's just not a number, but we just look for the same base numbers, which would be the same letters. M to the power of 2 by m to the power of 3 will be m to the power of 5. Okay, so it's 4m to the power of 5 is our answer there. Here's another one, slightly more tricky, or maybe considerably more tricky, depending on what you think. So it's multiplication. So here, let's have a look and see what we can do. So I'm going to write them out in order, and I'm going to put the corresponding base numbers beside each other. So first of all, I'm going to put the numbers together. 4 times 3. Then we have a cubed times a to the minus 4. Then we have b squared times b to the minus 3. Okay, so if you write it out like that, that's a good start. Now we multiply the two numbers, we get a 12. Now we look for pieces with the same base number. A to the power of 3 times a to the power of minus 4. We're multiplying, so we add the exponents. So 3 plus minus 4 is 3 minus 4, so it's a to the minus 1. And what we're going to get then is b squared times b to the minus 3. We add them. So 2 plus minus 3 is 2 minus 3, so it's b to the power of minus 1. Now I said I don't want any negative exponents in my answer, so I need to change them. So we have 12 times a to the minus 1 is 1 over a, b to the minus 1 is 1 over b, and we have to multiply all these now to finish. Now remember that 12 is 12 over 1. So really what we have left is just 3 fractions that we're multiplying. So 12 times 1 is 12. And 1 times a times b, well a times b is just a times b, or ab. Okay? So you multiply two letters which have different base numbers. You can't put them together, you just have to put them beside each other. Okay, a times b is just ab. Okay, so that way we've written our answer, no negative exponents in our answer. Next. Right, so this one is a quotient rule. Okay, it has a division in it. So what we can write then, if you want to, I can write 3 over 3. And we have an n to the 4 over an n to the 3. Okay, so look, we just put we put the numbers together, we put the letters with the same base number together. 3 divided by 3 is 1. N to the 4 divided by n to the 3, well it's n times n times n times n over n times n times n, and we can cancel out 3 of them. So it's 1n is the answer, or just n. Okay, this is the hardest one, but it's not so difficult really, if you think about it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to separate it out. I'm going to write 2 over 3, the numbers together. Same base numbers together. X to the 4 over x squared. We have y to the minus 4 over y to the minus 3. And then we have z to the minus 3 over z to the 4. So look, we've all the base numbers, same base numbers together, and the division means we subtract the exponents. So 2 over 3 just stays as 2 over 3. X to the 4 over x to the 2. Okay, subtract 4 minus 2, x squared. Okay, so I'm just going to write them as a chain of multiplications. Y minus 4 over y to the minus 3. Subtract minus 4 minus 3. So that's y to the 4 plus 3, which is y to the minus 1. And then we have z to the minus 3 over z to the 4, so we're going to subtract minus 3 minus 4, z to the minus 7. Okay, now let's finish this off. So we have 2 to the power of 3 times x squared. Y to the minus 1 is 1 over y. Z to the minus 7 is 1 over z to the 7. Okay, now remember x squared, okay, if we want to write that as a fraction, we can write it as x squared over 1. And how do we finish it? Top times top times top times top, so we have 2, I'll write that in black, sorry. 2x squared over, well, 3 times 1 times y times z to the 7. So it's 3 times 1 is just 3, y, z to the 7. So the y and the z, they have different base numbers, so we can't really multiply them properly together, so we just put them beside each other. And that shows that they're multiplying. Next one, this one's quite easy. Okay, I said that in this one, the 4 in this case is acting on both things inside. So it's 3 to the power of 4, and k to the power of 4 to the power of 4 is k to the power of 16. Because it's k by k by k by k by itself 4 times, so we end up with a chain of 16 k's. Okay, and you could simplify that as 81 k to the 16, or you could leave it like this. And final one, again an easy one. 3m to the minus 2. Because 3m is in the parentheses, it means that the minus 2 is acting on both. So it becomes 1 over 3m squared. Okay, 1 over, and if you square 3m, you get 9m squared. Okay? And I'll just show you why in red. So if 1 over 3m squared is 1 over 3m times 1 over 3m, 1 times 1 is 1. Now when you multiply 3m by 3m, you do the 3 by the 3, and you get 9, and you do the m by the m, and you get m squared. Alright? And that's it done. So we're going to review this a lot in class. It's tricky, and it takes work, but we'll get there. Okay, have a look at the worksheet. We're going to work through some of these in class.